windows behind the large building in the front there is white to start with, just on the edges. Always best to get the white in first, that establishes it. And at the back we've got ochre again, the old faithful. Now on top of the ochre, this is already ochre, you see, intersperse it. And then what we need to do then is just to blend that in, because we've got too much sparkle. Didn't mind it up there, but I do down here. So we just blend it in carefully. I'm not rubbing that too hard, just blending it, as you can see. You see the texture of the roof already there. Now I'm repeating that colour a little bit more because I want it to be like a reddish, ochreish roof. Okay, and then I'm going to use, this is a little bit darker, go against that light edge there, so we get a contrast, and then here we can be just a little bit more random with it, make sure that stands away from the background. So what I do there is I use a very dark colour, in this case it's a little bit of black, just to push that background a little bit darker there. And we can do the same thing with a dark brown. Use a dark brown here. The important thing is really getting an edge to the top of that roof. Make it a little darker there. And that actually means sacrificing the background a little bit. But you see, you get... one of my old sayings was the foreground always takes precedent over the background. So this is more important than that. Now here we want a grey. When the windows, a little grey inside there. This is light grey to put our foundation colour in. And we need immediately to get some depth in, so I'm going to go in with a Payne's grey and put a little bit of depth in. Now immediately it starts to, I'm going to use a bluey grey here as opposed to an earth grey, which I normally do use to make it a little bit reflected light. I'm going to put a line along the top, right on the edge of the roof there, to give us some definition. There we are. That's excellent. Now, having done that, we can then pull that down a little bit into the, you haven't got any room there to do any more than that. So we now need to just make a little bit more of the windows. But the windows, there's a very, very lovely patterns here, but it's impossible to get the pattern of the window in with the restriction on space. So that'll have to be sacrificed. That's it. Now, all we do to make the difference between those two is really, really simple. We just have to come back in with the light grey again and smooth the windows down a little bit more, a little bit more. There we are. Actually, you know, looking at that, I can put a bit of definition in. I just realised I can do it. I'll show you how to do is do them in relief. We just put just a little snitch there, a little snitch there. See? Oh God, you are clever, Cole. Look at that. Like that. And in there, and in there. Just indication. See? Now you can't always predict these things happening beforehand, but there you go. And all I've done is just gone along there, like that. And along there like that. This is definition taken to the extreme, folks. Right, we've just finished this row of buildings off. I'm putting in this one a ready ochre. I've put the white and the very light grey on there already, so all I've got to do now is just to darken the windows. Not to do much more, except what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of shadow on this side, because they're dormer, so they stand out. There we are. And tickle. You've seen me do this before, so I don't have to do too much there, just to put a little bit more definition in there like that. This area. And basically what I'm doing is giving the white windows kind of relief, and then I'm going to fill it in with grey. I'm going to go inside like that. Very tricky and very fiddly. And we just blend carefully. I'm using the corner here of the blending tool. It's not dark enough. Now I can use the blender again.